What's up YouTube, CarM220 here, and welcome back to another Come to Viewers 2 replay. Now, there was some concern on my channel about me not uploading enough of these, and I do have to agree, I need to get better at uploading these. The main reason there is a lull, well, one, I was on vacation, and two was the fact that all my replays got semi-corrupted. Oh, I'm on alt, whoops. My replays got semi-corrupted with the new patch, with the 4-man units. They made the pack 4 people. They made the MG 4 people to combat the heavy Soviet teams. So this is going to be a decently long replay, so I'm just going to fast forward the beginning phases, not phrases. Anyway, so I want to start with my Grenadier. Usually I start with an MG. I don't know why I picked the Grenadier for the beginning part. Anyway, manpower setting up. We're going to start getting some MGs out here. My battle plan was to definitely get inside the church. That is very important. Whoever gets inside the church with an MG first can control this early fuel area. I really don't like this map, to be honest. Anyway, so I was talking with Martin here, and it was good to discuss a battle plan right before. As you can see, I'm going to rush into the house here. It's good to discuss a battle plan before you get into an engagement. So he jumped in this house, and I'm completely okay with that. I mean, I got Grenadiers. I'm just going to put them behind the cover here. So we discussed a plan. Basically, what we discussed was he was going to hold the middle. I was going to hold the far left. I would assist in the middle, and he would just push up to about here on this side. It's too hard to focus on this side and the center. And the center also, as you know, has a decent amount of fuel. The advantage to this side of the map is that you do have like 3 points you can put fuel in, and I guess we have 3 points here also. Anyway, I set up my MG because these guys were just in range, and I didn't have time to move them there. And when the infantry's suppressed, you might as well just bring your Grenadiers up again. So it's not looking too bad right now. I'm going to move my Pioneers over to the victory point and move these guys into the church. The church is kind of the stronghold. Anyway, Martin's covering the street for any flanking fire. The thing about MGs is you don't want to isolate them. Like, conscripts could run around here and get behind this and really destroy that MG if you want. So you don't want to isolate your MGs. It's a great way to get overtaken. Anyway, it doesn't seem like Russians have done a lot. It looks like they're actually building a fuel cache in the first 3 minutes. The Russians really want some fuel. They're going to build fuel caches on pretty much every point on that side. Now, the thing about this map is, on a 3v3, you could actually triple team this side and do pretty well. But you want to make some sort of push on this side, otherwise the third guy's going to run all the way up here. Anyway, I've improved my headquarters. Probably a little premature there to upgrade the headquarters. But I want to get battle phase 2 and get some Panzer Grenadiers coming out. Those are my new favorite infantry units for the Germans. They have anti-tank capabilities, and they're also very good with their MP44s, Sturmgewehrs, and they're very good at killing conscripts quickly. So it's kind of funny. We both run into the buildings at the same time, because he's not a noob. He knows what's going on here. They're also pushing up here a little bit. Anyway, so at this point, I'm like, okay, well, we can skirmish inside the buildings. We'll be able to probably outshoot these guys. But then he gets another one of these guys. Alright, let's look at the fog of war really quickly. So I'm watching these guys, and as you can see, that guy's like grabbing something. That's a Molotov. So I jumped out. It's really annoying to do this, but it's pretty smart. You jump out of the building until you see the fire dissipate, and then you move your infantry right back in, like I did. So he just wasted munitions, and he just lost the guy. So I'm popping back into the building, and after losing that, he's gonna throw another Molotov in here, and I gotta pull out again. I lost one guy, but I've decided now that with the losses that have come on my Grenadiers, I don't want to lose them because they're semi-veteran. Anyway, I got 2 MGs. We're really covering this side. He's chasing after me. He really wants to kill my Grenadiers. And they set up their own Maxim. So the fog of war system with the buildings really works well to pop in and out if you need. It seems like they're very content on setting up MGs. It's kind of funny. I've got the MGs up here near the field, and they got it over there. As you can see, they are building massive fuel caches. So you can see I'm getting about 20 fuel per turn, and they're getting 38. So they're actually They have a ton of fuel. Looks like this guy's got special rifle command. This is a higher player. So he sees that I have some MGs in there, and he's actually going to do the smart thing that the Russian players can do. They get some flamethrower combat engineers, and they put them in the scout cars, right? Scout cars are very cheap. Let's go see how much one of those costs. It's been a little while since I played as the Russians. Scout car, 20 fuel, and when you're getting 38 a minute, ooh, it's not looking good with the fuel situation. It looks like they're going to have an easy rush. Anyway, I'm trying to turn my infantry because I see that these guys are going to get pinned, and these guys are a more immediate threat. I just figure, okay, a Molotov cocktail's in there. It looks like it missed. No, it caught part of the church on fire. So my guys are in there, right? But I'm just figuring that with the... it's not going to hurt me too much because of how big the building is. It's just one Molotov. Anyway, I'm still watching this kind of side here. I built my own fuel cache because I'm worried about fuel here, so that's a little bit more. They have 2 fuel caches and we have 1. Okay, here's where their decisive attack comes in here. My MGs can't do a whole lot because they're focused on those guys, and they're going to spray the church with fire. The great thing about the scout car combination is the fact that you can repair your scout car if it's damaged by a Panzerfaust or something. So I'm immediately... I know I'm probably going to lose these guys. I'm going to try to get them out, but they're probably not going to survive. Oh, I'm pulling them out right now. Anyway, I'm turning my MG to start shooting at those guys. Anyway, the MG is going to run, and it is going to get wiped out. The guy is caught on fire. They're not liking the MG fire pattern. And look at this. This is hilarious. So these guys are getting pinned by my MG. This guy's right at the door of the church with my dead German soldier there. And look at that. We're right there, and they get pinned. Just as they get pinned, we hop in right past the Russians and take the building back. That was very lucky. If they'd gone in there, they would have done a lot of damage. I do have a mortar. I've also, it was kind of funny, I'm getting Panzer Grenadiers because I don't have the fuel to really worry about a Panzer IV just yet. I'm worried about heavy Soviet armor, which, you know, considering how much fuel they're getting compared to us, I have every right to worry about it. But with these Panzer Grenadiers, we'll hopefully be able to take these guys out. It looks like that scout car also got destroyed, so they just lost 2 scout cars. Anyway, that got still a little bit on fire. I'm going to run and try to take this victory point back. On this flank, what I generally do is I build a bunker about here and put a machine gun in there just to cover this far flank so I don't get outflanked easily. I do have a classic mortar down. You know, I'm starting to use mortars a lot more. Their smoke barrage can be very effective when you're trying to capture a victory point if they have MGs. So that's another thing I'm starting to use. I feel like I played against fried chicken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I went with this defensive doctrine here. What I like about it is I like that I have artillery and also this pack gun. Some people say it's overpowered. You know, there's a big debate in just in comment sections on my videos and just in between players. I mean, I'll show you the chat bar after this. They were not happy. But people say the Germans are overpowered. People say the Russians are overpowered. I mean, it's just not good overall about, you know, people can't really come to a consensus. I think everyone's biased towards one nation or the other. I'm sure with a patch or a expansion onto this game with some other minor nations, that would help make it so people don't think one's overpowered another. I've seen the Soviets be overpowered. I've seen the Germans be overpowered by either side. So, I mean, I think some of the stuff the Soviets have is really overpowered. I think some of the stuff the Germans have is really overpowered. But I mean, the number one thing is if you can use if you can use the Su-85s correctly, you can just decimate Panzer IVs. If you can maneuver your Panzer IVs around the Su-85s, you know, Panzer IVs are going to win. And we're going to see a bunch of Su-85s come out in this match, I'll tell you that. They're still at 38 fuel. It looks like they're building an Su-85 already. It's about the 10-minute mark. That's when you want to. And now they're both building. So they both have 2 Su-85s up within 10 minutes. And we have nothing to stop this except my Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer Shreks. So if they use these aggressively, they could do a lot of work. Look at that. I didn't have fog of war visibility on this, but just by a hunch, I'm like, you know, they're probably going to set up an MG there, so I just destroyed that building. It's a very damaged building from the beginning, so I just wiped out a full MG crew of 5 guys. Oh, apparently. Yeah, we killed 5 infantry. And by now, I should have the MG set up over here. Martin pushed back in the center. Massive Soviet attack of conscripts. And they took his MG. And I'm saying in my head, no freaking way I'm going to let them have it. I'm launching a rifle grenade, and we got mortars coming in on them. And do not let your MG-42s fall into Soviet hands. That guy's about to die. I got to pull him back. Do not let your heavy weapons fall into the hands of the enemy. It just gives them free MGs, and they get 6 men in their crews. Remember that. They really want this, and they can't recruit with just 2 guys, which is great that he's able to take those guys out. Meanwhile, we just got a small force of these guys coming up. If they really got an 82mm mortar, they could have really taken out these guys easier. I mean, you're coming into the line of fire of the MG-42. Even if you have the flamethrowers, you're going to get pinned in the middle of the street. Anyway, they're really pushing hard. I'm seeing tons of these combat engineers, make me very worried. And they have a scout car and an SU. The SU looks like it's firing against this building, but either way, I've got to pull these guys out because they don't stand a chance. I am very worried about this heavy Panzer assault, though. So I know these guys are injured, and I really need to I should get them back to base, but I think I got to pull these guys. Actually, with this giant assault, I'm picking up my MG-42, and I'm going to withdraw, do a full evac of all my troops. I'm going to pull back my heavy machine gun. This is a Maxim, right? I think it is. And I know that MG guy's going to die, but he's going to die for glory and just to hold them up as the rest of my troops retreat. So it's a full retreat on my part of all my troops, pretty much, except my mortar, who's now under fire. I got to retreat him also. So we've been completely pushed back in the center, pretty much back to our base, but we got our Panther Force coming out, Panzer Force. And I'm pulling these guys back. So Martin is using a Oswind, and Oswind very vulnerable. So at this moment, I couldn't really see because of the fog of war, but I'm trying to take out and save my mortar crew. And then he's look at this thing. The SU's right there, and I gotta pull back. I have to pull my Panzer IV forward. Sorry. He's going in circles around the SU because it doesn't have a turret. Keep that in mind. Very vulnerable. And I'm like clicking 1,000 attack orders to get this guy moving. Kind of got stuck there. But I'm desperately going to try to take out that SU. That building got destroyed by our mortars, so we're turning this into a no areas for MGs. So he's like shooting at the back of this with a his flak panzer. Just another one. So you gotta know when you just can't chase. I mean, it's good to turn back. We didn't know what's going there. There's actually another SU that could have done a lot of damage. But guess what? There's still guys here, and we need to take back our positions. I'm reinforcing back at my base. And we got this car here. I just actually ran over some fuel dumps. So I'm chasing after this scout car here, just to wipe that out, and all the engineers did die in it. So during the blizzards is a great time to capture points, because during the blizzards you can less visibility for your opponents to see you coming. As you can see, they have a lot of SUs out. So let's do a unit count here. They have 3 Su-85s, and I've got a Panzer IV, and we have an Oswind. Not looking too good. I need to move these guys towards the fire. I think I've already been over the winter attrition stuff. Well, that's Total War, but how your squad can freeze. Once you get to the skull, it'll start blinking, and your guys will die. Slowly, but they'll die off. It's good to get your guys to the fire. The only problem with this one fire is that a mortar can come in and like wipe out half my squads here. So I'm pulling back, and I barely see that there's one over there. But guess what? I have my Panzer Grenadiers here, and I'm ready to do some damage. What I'm doing is I'm pulling my Panzer IV back so that I can I don't know how my guys are shooting. I'm pulling my Panzer IV back so I can try to get some shots on this Su-85. He's moving his flak Panzer in to just try to flank him, and they're not having any of this. They're pulling back, and they're going to single-handedly destroy those guys. destroy that Oswin there. Anyway, so they're getting a lot more fuel than us, right? We're getting 32 per turn, and they're getting 38. So it seems like they're getting a lot more fuel, but they've had more fuel longer. I'm going full steam after these guys. I'm not even paying attention to this side. I just want to kill some of these SUs. I hate it when its main gun is like damaged and stuff, and it's like still moving. It's annoying. And it seems like SUs, when you fire the Panzerschrecks on them, they rarely break down with engine damage. So I just destroyed one. I'm gonna go after the other one, but they have no real chance of catching that. So I'm gonna have to pull back. I don't like pulling back, but I'm gonna have to pull back. I'm not gonna completely surrender or run back to my base because I know there's 2 SUs here. Anyway, I'm upgrading these guys are right here, and I'm upgrading the Panzerschrecks, and we're gonna come from this side, like surround these guys. So Veteran Z2 gives them a damage bonus. Actually, never mind. Veteran Z3 gives them a weapons accuracy. Either way, we're veteran. We have extra armor, but I'm going full force after those guys. Meanwhile, these guys with their Panzerschrecks are firing at the rear of that SU. SUs are actually very devastating against infantry when they can actually pick off quite a couple of these guys. So look at that, one hit blew away 2 of my Veteran Z3 squads. It's unfortunate, but I just took out how many Su-84s? 1, 2. Well, we took out 3 Su-85s there. Anyway, this guy just succumbed to the cold and died. So I'm gonna pull these guys back to the fire. The problem with this heavy attrition warfare we're going on is, by the way, we did know they probably had nothing on this side of the map. We were just so focused on getting these points. As you can see, we're losing by 200 victory points here. So these guys are warming up in the church. So our number one idea to combat all these Su-85s that we were facing were these Panzer Grenadiers. And honestly, I love Panzer Grenadiers. You know, I'm mostly using them right now. What is that weird thing there? Is that fuel? I'm mostly using them right now for anti-tank, but I'll keep a squad or 2. Well, I'm actually getting more of these guys. I want 2 squads. If I have a Panther and 2 squads, you know, I'll be pretty good. So as you can see, there's a big infantry rush. I'm bringing these guys up also. So I've got a lot of anti-tank in my arsenal to deal with these heavy SUs. It seemed like they had a lot more tanks than we did. But I see SU coming in on my fog of war, so I'm going to get behind it, of course. They're not going to like that, and they're actually going to use... They kind of complain that... I'll tell you later about what they complained about. But I'm not happy my... first of all, these guys just threw an anti-tank grenade on me, which is probably going to get this thing killed. I've now done mark target, and they could button the vehicle. And with mark target, we'll take a lot more damage. So we just lost that. They're out of control. I'm desperate to finish this off, though. I mean, I got so close to killing this thing. And I don't know what possessed him to boldly advance with an almost completely destroyed tank. Maybe some of that Panzer IV was damaged. But these guys want blood. They want to avenge their comrades that have fallen in the Panzer IV. And these guys are going to come in. I'm not worried about the conscripts. I just want to destroy this. Now, what's annoying is it has so little health, and yet it doesn't have a single bit of engine damage. It's practically destroyed. Now you can see the poor maneuvering of it, and I'm just not going to let this go. I have to kill this guy. I got nothing to stop me now. If I could have dropped a barrage here, and that might help. But look, now my guys get distracted on those guys, and I got to pull back, and I'm probably going to lose this guy, to be honest. I'm telling you, these SUs, they're deadly against a single infantry unit. They can frickin' snipe them like that. So I've just lost... I've used 240 man munitions, and I've lost more men. I've got another one of these. So they managed to get this one out. I'm so annoyed about that, but just desserts will be coming shortly. I'm getting another Panzer IV. My Panzer IVs, you know, we're lacking a ton of anti-tank and armor here. If they really push boldly with these guys, they could probably push all the way through our base. Here's what I have defending this. One Panzer Grenadier. Now, they're very powerful with their Panzerschrecks there. Anyways, you can see I'm getting another Panzer Grenadier squad. I'm guessing you could say I'm a little bit of a spamming these guys out here. I remember before the in the beta, these guys had anti-tank grenades. But these anti-personnel grenades, I think, are cheap. Luckily, it didn't do any damage because I was pulling back. I don't really want these guys getting involved with these guard rifles. As you can see, they're kind of spamming guard rifles and SUs, to be honest. Anyway, they're kind of having a small attack here. They're losing a lot of men, though. But I feel like I'm fighting back the horde. Just how it should be. The Germans had a lot less men. Anti-personnel grenade practically wiped me out. Gotta pull back. And this guy... I wonder what they call that. There's like a special like term in Company Heroes when a guy like gets away with like a sliver of health. Anyway, they're really pushing up with their SUs. But as you can see, Martin is... we're taking on our idea of the Panzer Grenadier anti-tank. And we're really pushing these guys back. They're getting heavy damage on all their tanks. As you can see, this one's been out of commission for quite a while. Anyway, they got around my MG and pretty much wiped it out. I mean, I just got this back from the front lines with all my pioneers on it, but I gotta pull it back again because it's about to die. Remember, you don't want to give heavy weapons there to the enemy. This mortar became a veteran and now can toggle stuff. Can do a counter barrage. Anyway, our mortars are doing quite a lot of damage, and look at them boldly charging. They had an attack order on my Panzer IV, so I pretty much just lured them back. So when you do an attack order, you better be very careful, because that's what can happen. You get pulled back into the flak Panzer, Panzer Grenadiers, and you'll get destroyed that way. They still have a lot more Su-85s. They have a T-70 light tank over here. I know there's a SU way back here, and he's trying to snipe me, but I'm just going to use the buildings to my benefit. My turret's going crazy here, but I want to get rid of this T-70 light tank. A lot of the higher level players are using T-70 light tanks to harass and take out fuel caches and get behind enemy lines, which is a good idea. We don't see any of that from them here. Anyway, this guy's back. I gotta reinforce some of these troops here. And my grenadiers are coming back, so I gotta reinforce. We're pretty much lost all our victory points, but now we push them back. I'm using my mortar to capture this. I'm going to set up like a little camp here. And this guy's going to repair. And we got some more. Oh, these guys need to move. I'm out repairing my tank. It's not damaged too badly, but it's always better to have more health than before. We got 35 fuel now. And they are on 38. You know, he was... I'll go back on that. I'll tell you at the end about what he... I got a snapshot of what he said and stuff, but... He also has these strafing targets. Interesting. And they have more munitions than we do, but I'm like saving all my munitions just for these Panzer Grenadiers. Now my mortars are freezing. And he's trying to harass the T-70 light tank, but you do not harass Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer Strikes. Anyway, I'm gonna go with my gut instinct here, and I'm gonna rush and try to get that T-70 light tank. My mortars are freezing to death, running around, pulling them over there. Anyway, they're pulling back. They're making a combat group of a T-70, a T-34, and an Su-85, and we'll see if that works out or not for them. I've got 2 Panzer Grenadiers now and a Grenadier squad here. They have some of their guys just waiting on the outskirts there. I'm getting another Panzer IV. The key of my army, though, is to have all these Panzer Grenadiers. And I'm warming them up before they go do a massive attack. They did hoorah and got suppressed by my... Well, they're not suppressed per se, but they are getting kind of pushed by my Panzer IV with all the machine gun fire. Anyway, Veteran C2 Grenadiers are also going to just wipe those guys out. Look at that. Damaged engine. That always happens with the Russian anti-tank grenades. So I'm going to push forward. And just as all my infantry is about to push forward, they're moving to outflank me, which is a smart idea. But the thing is, on the fog of war, I saw a bunch of tanks heading this way. So I'm going to pull over my guys here, and I'm going to pull back my Panzer IV and confront this battle group here. As you can see, the center is going crazy. Like, they're not really using any SUs, they're just like spamming infantry. And honestly, the way to counter spam infantry is get MGs and flak panzers. As you can see, their little group's kind of setting up here. My guys are kind of waiting. I'm like, well, it's a blizzard. They're getting cold. Might as well use them. And these guys are barely getting here in time. So I got 2 anti-tank Panzer Grenadiers and 1 regular Panzer Grenadier. I'm starting to take the munitions from them. And when you have massive tanks, you can just blow apart infantry units like that. But as you can see, I really want to kill that light tank, which is what I did. That's the most maneuverable and probably the biggest threat to my tanks. I am now pushing forward and trying to get this SU out of the way. With all the damage we're dealing to the vehicles, it's going to batten up my troops a lot. Anyway, the Panzer IV is coming. Not too worried about the T-34. I know it's going to come in as support. And my Panzer IV is now shooting at it. Just want to get this out of the way. He's trying to back up, and I'm just going to be relentless and wipe it out. Now I can turn all my attention on this T-34. So now we're pushing on to the T-34, and this flanking force is stopped. Huge infantry spam in the middle, and that's good for taking the points. As you can see, we are getting our butts kicked on the victory points, but they're losing so much armor. And look, he's trying to run away around the building, but it's just not going to work there. As you can see, they're now going to do a flanking move with the SU, but we didn't really build anything here. Also, when you use the overall blitz truck, try to hide it somewhere. Like, I would hide it in the... I'd really hide it, like, right here, because they can see on the map. Do you see what you can see on the map, this white outline and that thing? That means that a orbital blitz truck is there, so they know it's there. Anyway, he's running a recon. Actually, he's running a strafing run. Strafing runs are great for infantry spams. Also, like I said, those Oswins. So I'm now gathering up my Panzer IV force, but 2 Panzer IVs could probably not take out 2 SUs. As you can see, there's a little bit of a lull in the fighting. These guys are retreating after being pinned. I mean, it just seems like Fried Chicken is just kind of spamming out infantry. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. This isn't Fried Chicken. It's Kellen. Fried Chicken's making the SUs, seems like. Yeah, this guy's spamming the SUs and the guards' rifles. As you can see, they do a bun vehicle and anti-personnel grenades. So, we are pretty much warding off all armor. He is getting... here's my plan. I'm going to show this. My plan was, okay, they obviously have... I'm going to put on the fog of war. They obviously have a bunch of fuel caches, because I'm seeing way more Su-85s than I can make. So I'm assuming they have a ton of fuel caches over here. And because of the recon plane, we were able to see one. So I'm going to move right in and take out this fuel cache here. And look at that. His airplane got shot down and crashed and put a hole in the ice and killed my Panther and my Panzer IV. So I'm like, whoa, back up. So I just took out one of their fuel caches. They're making a run for our base. And I'm not really dealing with this, to be honest. I'm having Martin deal with this, because I got to pull back. This was what did it. Anyway, we're starting to take back their territory, and with that, this is also very effective at anti-personnel, is that half-track with the upgraded 100 munitions anti-aircraft quad 50 cals. I think it is 100. Let's just double-check that. It's been a little while since I played Company Heroes 2. Now it's just 90. Okay, I think it was 100 before. So these SUs are just kind of waiting out. They should be really focusing on these 2 buildings. He retreated both of his Panzer Grenadiers back here. And I'm just going to try to... this is going to be funny. I'm going to try to stop and slow down these SUs. Just as he's retreating, I'm moving my guys in. So not only is he moving his SUs back right into all our Panzer Grenadiers, he's also being chased by the front. So I'm just going to launch a bunch of strikes right into this guy. And I also built the howitzer back here. I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, here's a bunch of guys right here, and they're just going to stop right in front of me. Thank you, I'll take that. So I'm moving my Panzer IV. I'm desperate to try to kill another SU. So I'm just going to move up. I got to be careful because, as you can see, the SUs can snipe your infantry. So these guys now have Veteran Z3. We're advancing, and oddly enough, this isn't killing any of my infantry. I think it's targeted on my my tank. which did get destroyed. So I just lost a tank, but I've taken out 2 SUs. And this thing is really should pull back with the amount of anti-tank. I mean, it's just a light half-track. He's trying to pull it back now, but it's too late, and we destroyed it. So they have a lot of resources here with the fuel and armor-wise, but they're just throwing them away. I got anti-tank grenade here, so he's repairing my Panzer IV. So they still got SUs. They have a lot of SUs, right? But they're not using them correctly. Gotta use them like snipers and in groups. Okay, let me talk about my howitzer. I wanted to build a howitzer to kind of cover... I saw these infantry spams, and I kind of wanted to cover this area here. With the VP, I kind of forget about it a lot. This is actually quite funny. So the blizzard's about to start down, right? I see his SU coming. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm trying to pull my guy out of here. And just out of the blue, the SU comes. So I'm going to immediately do a light artillery barrage right here. Our backs to him. I stand no chance of getting away. He's probably going to destroy me as marked target on. But the light artillery barrage, boom, just went right through the ice. So his SU just sunk. So I've lost a Panzer IV, and he's lost an SU on the ice. As you can see, the light artillery barrage did its job. It's great at killing the ice, so got to beware. I'm also going to start using this to try to destroy some of the ice around here and prevent our flanks from being in trouble here from them flanking. So, I mean, if we wanted, we could have just rushed in an infantry unit and tried to push here. We should have done that. But we were really just focusing on this side. As you can see, the victory point is starting to come in our favor a little more, but we are still losing. Anyway, I lost my Veteran C3 Panzer Grenadiers, unfortunately, so making some more of these guys and gonna upgrade some. I like to have 2 of them. 2 of the anti-tank guys at least. Anyway, I use Blitzkrieg to just try to get the hell out of there. It's very good at withdrawing your tanks, except that the drive is engine. The engine is damaged. We're both building fires here because our men will get cold in the blizzard. As you can see here, I'm just trying to destroy some of the ice here, make it harder. I think with the ice, this badly destroyed that if a tank goes over, it will fall through. So just kind of protecting our flank here. They're getting ready for another assault. And I just got my Panzer Grenadiers here in time. And I also have another Panzer IV coming in. So I honestly say bring it to these tanks because we got 4 Panzer Grenadiers, Veteran C2 and 1. Well, my guys aren't Veteran C, but we got 4 Panzer Grenadiers anti-tank, and then we got some Panzer IVs. They're attacking a blizzard because we cannot strafe run in the blizzard. By the way, this doctrine's very good that I'm using. It's very good in the fact that you can defend, like hold up areas with artillery in this pack. You'll see a little bit later. Anyway, I see the T-34, so I'm just gonna attack it. As you can see, there's a ton of these guys here, just kind of spamming infantry. So we're gonna pull back in. I'm gonna pull forward and try to take out those guys. His guys are kind of running around. He's trying to turn his MG. Anyway, I gotta pull those guys out. They got pretty much wiped out, either by the T-34 or by the. I didn't get it either. Look at all the tanks I have. Either by the T-34 or by the Volksgrenade. I'm kind of tired today. Or by the Molotov cocktail there. So definitely new units I love is the Germans. Love the Panzer IVs. Always have pretty much. And Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer Shreks. So powerful. So good at destroying Su-85s. So if you're a Russian player and using the Su-85, support them with infantry. These guys are freezing here, by the way. So they're going after the victory points of these kind of mad infantry rushes. I'm moving my tanks over because I need to support this area. Now it would be good if I built a pack right here, because that seems like where all our tanks like to attack. I mean, they don't really like to attack over here, and I got the guys I can ship over there. So you can see, they are rushing in the middle of a... Here's what I don't get. You got 2 guys, they're freezing to death, there's no fire over there. Like, why would you attack? He's trying to get out of my line of sight, too, so I'm going to move my Panzer Grenadiers in here. And you'll see how fast these conscripts are going to drop. As you can see, Sturmgewehrs absolutely destroy those conscripts. And we have the mortars. Our mortars did an excellent job this game. He's killed 12. I You know, this guy's killed 16. I'm going to rush to the munitions because I want to cut off their munitions. That'll give them less opportunities to throw Molotovs. Anyway, I'm getting another... I know like 115 fuel is the optimal fuel to... well, it's every 115 fuel I generally get a Panzer IV when I can with the manpower. He's got a Tiger tank out now. So he's got the heavy anti-infantry, and now he's got anti-tank. We're really just using our Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, I'm building that pack like I was talking about. This thing can completely see down this alleyway all the way down to here. Anything that comes down this alleyway is screwed. Or road, I'm sorry. It's a road. So about these flak Panzers have got 18 kills and 8. But I don't guarantee you that's going to do a lot of damage. He thought we should push their base at this point, and I told him, hey, let's attack this side. They've obviously got a bunch of it's Katusha. They obviously have a bunch of fuel caches. Just by the amount of tanks they were making, I thought they had a bunch of fuel caches. As it turns out, they had a bunch of their forces and they were massing also. But we've got the anti-tank Panzer Grenadiers here. So we're going to pretty much fire into them and destroy them. I'm moving my Panzer IVs to flank around up north. And with that, we'll get behind these T-34s. His SUs are rapidly chasing after his flak Panzer, which he wanted to save desperately. But he lost it. But honestly, he lost like 2 flak Panzers, and they're losing these SUs, which are a lot more... Well, I guess they're about the same fuel. He's running these guys back. Oh, you know what he did? He tried to ram, and I shot them. So I'm calling a light artillery barrage around here just to kill some infantry. And he's buttoning my vehicles, and there's smoke here, so I can't really see his Katusha, but I'm going to try to destroy it. So I'm really just trying to get the infantry off of me. You know, they can throw all their anti-tank grenades here. This Katusha got abandoned, and I really wanted to get it. But they're going to throw an anti-tank grenade on it and destroy that. So it's unfortunate, but we just pretty much wiped out their full assault force. At this point, I thought they had more SU, so I just pulled back. I also have heavily damaged tanks. So you can see, it's not going their way right now. He's still got a flak Panzer and his Tiger here holding the middle. It seems like they're going heavy on infantry, but when you go heavy on the infantry as the Russians, you got to know that a couple German Panzer Grenadiers can just wipe out your infantry no matter how good they are. He's doing Hit the Dirt, which is a conscript. It'll help protect them on the ground, and it makes it very hard to kill them. But with the flak one, they're not going to like it. They're going to get destroyed that way. Especially, they can also get run over by tanks, which is pretty obvious. And I'm getting my engineers. I was going to originally bring these guys out here to man the Katushka, but I'm going to repair my tanks over here. So as you can see, we're working pretty well together, me and Martin. I'm launching my artillery barrage. I was going to try to destroy those guys on hit the ground. My guys were a little slow, though. Anyway, I'm pushing forward up. I'm pushing up and forward. I'm pushing forward here. And look at these guys. They go right into... very annoying. They go right into this stand, hit the dirt. I wiped out half of them, and I told my guys to stand here. They do it for a second till one of them gets killed, and they jump out of cover. You know, I don't want to risk my Panzer Grenadiers, and plus they were throwing a Molotov cocktail there. So I'm going to run back to this house. You know what they're trying to do now? Because they're getting desperate. They're trying to bombard us with the Katushka. So they got another Katusha. It's not going to do a lot, to be honest. And I'm going to try to counter barrage this guy. But if you're a smart player, you're going to move your artillery if you can. And when my barrage comes in here with my artillery, which I'm doing right now, or I'm about to do, he's already moved, which is great on his part there. So if you're going to bombard them, remember to move. I'm just like, okay, well, there's a tank here. I'd better get the hell back. So I'm going to pull back and retreat my guys because I don't want to fight a tank without anti-tank. Makes sense. You don't want to fight a T-34. Look at my beautiful pack emplacement. It's already wiped out a vehicle. I'm not sure which vehicle. Oh, it was an SU. I think it was it. now. It wiped out something though. It's a flak panzer. It wiped out an SU all the way back here. So people think it's cheap, but you know you can flank it with infantry. Shock troops are very good against it. MGs. You can pretty much kill the crew. You can do a bombing run on this too. Other than that, they're in heavy cover. So you gotta get some infantry there. That's why I put it in kind of a safe spot. So I'm destroying their fuel caches. I just want to go crazy here and try to wipe out their fuel caches. Little do I know that the SU brothers are coming back in again. How many SUs has this guy made? Fried Chicken's the one making the SUs, yeah. You know, for Colin being a level 61 guy, I think it was 61, you know, he's just using infantry. And T-34s. Anyway, I was going to go after their, I thought their tanks were around here. I was trying to flank them, but as you can see, we got pretty overwhelmed here, so I got to pull back or risk losing my squad. They picked up a Panzerschreck, and they died. So now they're using a Panzerschreck against this awesome, which is never good, so we just had heavy weapons fall into them in the enemy hands. They're not using their snipers very effectively either. What I would suggest is if you're floating in fuel, either go for the T-34s or go for the SUs. You can't really go for both. Anyway, look at this. So this SU here is like, I'm desperately trying to kill this SU. I'm doing like blitzkrieg, and this guy's just like not moving. And they're shooting at the infantry. And I'm just like, kill this SU, please kill this SU. I'm like, don't get wiped out, don't get wiped out. One more shot, come on, come on. And wiped out. Anyway, this got abandoned. And generally speaking, when a vehicle is abandoned, if you can get to it, you take it. Just not with your most expensive infantry. And I wouldn't have honestly tried to take that vehicle because I knew my guard driver would get killed here. There's no question I'm not going to let him take that. So he's going to man it, lose 3 guys of his squad, and he's going to hop in here. Meanwhile, I'm shooting at him, no one's in it. He's got a main gun destroyed and heavy vehicle, heavy engine damage. He's got 2 guys left in his squad, and that Panzer IV is gone. So, kind of pointless idea to man it there. As you can see, we're really pushing these guys back. We're starting to take their whole right flank here. We wiped out all their fuel caches. I'm starting to get some veterancy on my armor, but our big thing was in this game was we were able to counter their SUs early with our Panzer Grenadiers. That was the big thing. Anyway, I was looking for more fuel dumps. I was surprised there weren't more. I got 700 fuel because I'm just I got 750 manpower. I wish I got the Tiger, but honestly, this pack paid for itself. Target weak point. Ooh, I should have micromanaged this a little bit better, but as you can see, it took out an SU way back here, and they were not happy about that. So the Katyusha's over here, and I see I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna bombard it. That was so weird earlier when that plane crashed right into. Did it like? Oh my gosh, I didn't know this before, but it refroze. Does it refreeze with the blizzards? Yeah, it refreezes with the blizzards. Okay. So it refroze. So I'm going to pull back and repair my tank here. We got 3 victory points. You know, we got down to 169, but we were really able to kick them off their kick them off the VP ladder there. Bring them down onto our level. And they're just kind of giving up, and they quit here. Good game to our opponents. I will show you their chat in the end. I'll just show a brief screenshot of that. It'll be kind of amusing because this guy was not very happy with the results here. So I'll show you that, and this is Car 221 Sci. Hope you enjoyed, and you can see the screenshot after this.